All right, here we go. Welcome back. Today we're gonna be painting the sky, but hold on. Let me start over. Welcome back. I'm happy that you're here. Who am I? Yo, I'm not afraid of showing my face, but you are here with your boy W, and today we're gonna be talking about bridges. All right, and what do I mean by bridges? I Oh my goodness, music's too loud. I've got a crowd today. I've got an audience, an existing audience. Bear with me. Look, we're in here for 30 minutes, all right? And today we're gonna be doing a lot. I'm gonna be laying it all out on the line. But still, that's not what I came here to say. Look, we're working on a painting, and like paintings are one of the are monumental objects that help us connect ideas to images that tell us stories, or I say images, but a painting is not an image. A painting is like the thing in between. Like as far as like physically, a painting is the halfway point between a sculpture and a drawing. It has like physical relief. The labor that goes into a painting is and can be equally as monumental as the labor that goes into carving stone. I can't believe. Yeah, I just said that. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's like, oh my gosh, no way. No. I mean, we've been having this argument since the beginning of time. Anyway, I digress. Check this out. This is who we are, right? Right out the box. These are like all the things that we offer. We offer a lot of stuff, man. We deliver. We take people across this bridge, right? We take you across this bridge from where we are to this transformation that we're seeking, right? It's not whatever transformation you're seeking. It's the recognition that we specialize in, right? The work that we create does this, like we recognize your person, your community, your thing. We illuminate those for you. We decamouflage them. All right, that's been 3 minutes of me jacking my jaws. Oh my goodness. Y'all forgive me. It's game time. Let's talk about painting. All right, let's talk about painting and what painting means. All right, so yesterday, man, I think where things went weird yesterday was in the objective. But today's activity is going to be much clearer because, well, what are we doing? We're going to be talking about how to paint the sky. I think yesterday we were aiming for painting rocks, but like it kind of backfired because backfired. It's hard to say it backfired. A lot was learned yesterday. The objective was to work on this bit of the composition, but guess what? In our explorations, we learned that we're gonna have to come back to it. So we've got about 3 more sessions on this image. We have 3 more sessions. Today, like I said, we'll be painting the sky. And before we do that, let me talk to you about clouds. All right, so what are clouds? Clouds are collections of water. So if a cloud is a collection of water, what does that mean? Well, a lot of the same stuff that it means about painting a wave, right? That means the water is going to reflect light. It's going to refract. Oh my goodness. Phone call. to answer or not to answer. We're going to answer, see what happens. I'm going to draw in the meantime. But we're going to have to stop one of these sensory inputs. Mom.
Brendan, can you find your dad's phone?
Maybe.
Okay, well, look, I know you're busy. I'm busy. I'm in the middle of something. But if you can locate it and just text me where it is, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Bye. Bye-bye. All right. Here you go. Like I said, 30 minutes. I'm going to give you everything that I got. Good, bad, and ugly. Find my dad. Yo, did somebody cut the air off? It says his phone is in the house. Can I contact him? Here we go. Let me text her. Phone at home. Okay, eat the phone home. All right, so let me give that back to you one more time. Maybe for my own sake. A cloud is made of water, right? So we know some things about water. Water reflects, it refracts, and it moves. Okay, and we've also learned how a technique already about how to paint water in units. We're not going to change those principles because those are the principles that allow us to accurately depict water. What we are going to change are our units. Look at me. I'm jumping into how to paint a cloud, and this lesson is about how to paint the sky. But I'm going to use the cloud to help us understand the sky. All right, so this is a cloud unit. Yes? All right, so let's talk about those other things I was talking about, reflecting and refracting. And I don't really know what refracting means, but I know that water does it. All right, so let's say we're standing here in this equation, right? And then we're looking up at this cloud. Let's give this guy some arms so he looks a little more appropriate. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're looking up at this cloud, and then from where we're looking, it triangulates to whatever's happening over here. You know, let's make a horizon here. Oh man, she is mad at me. I'm not sure what I did or what I didn't do. All right, so boom, we got a man standing here close to us, but standing very far away. The bottom of this cloud is showing him the color of a tree. Say what? And then, all right, so that's one cloud unit. Okay, cool. Now we can stack cloud units. We can overlap cloud units. We can put one more cloud unit right in between the two of these, right? But because it's all one cloud, because this is all one cloud, it follows the same rules. It still goes to the same vanishing point, right? This goes here, that goes there, this goes here. Okay, but let's say we got a cloud we got a cloud unit that sits all the way over here, right on top of the tree. Guess what? Boom. It's going to behave something like that. This cloud unit is going to behave something like this. All right. This is how we create consistency amongst the clouds. Now check this out. We've got one more player in the game here. And this is the big one. These clouds exist in the atmosphere. Oh boy. I'm going to be kicking myself after this one. How do we paint the atmosphere? Let's say the atmosphere has a roof, right? And we're going to draw the atmosphere starting at this tree. And all the clouds that are going to look like, one set of clouds look a certain way inside of this part of the atmosphere. And this part of the atmosphere comes all the way just past our man. Right, he's inside of that same bucket of atmosphere. And then above this atmosphere, we have the stratosphere. And the clouds that exist inside of this band of the air behave differently than the clouds that exist inside of this band. So, maybe they're longer. All right. This is a cloud unit that from the stratosphere because it exists in a different band. All right. Whew, Jesus. That's some sticky stuff, but hopefully you can get it. All right, here we go. Now we are going to talk about how we paint the sky. So we got this cloud unit, right? So we're going to respect the flow of the atmosphere. We're going to try to paint in what's it called? In respect to the angles of the atmosphere. So we're going to have like these contour lines that exist. Or at least these flow lines. This is going to help us differentiate this thing from that thing. All right. So that helped me get the top angle, right? So now, oh boy. So now we have to carve out the back angle. All right, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna do it this way. Hey y'all, this is all discovery for me as well. There is a lot of discovery here for me as well. All right, so how are we going to do that? We're going to go up and down now inside of the cloud. So I'm going to knock some of the backside off. I'm going to knock some more of the backside off. I'm going to knock a little more of the backside off. Yep, gonna knock some backside off right here. And then boom, maybe we would erase here, get some more white, add some distance, make this a little lighter, make this a little, because it's coming closer to us. That's closer than this is, so this becomes darker up here. So we would leave some of those white tops. All right, that's drawing it out. Oh man, 15 minutes gone down the drain. Haven't even touched the canvas. Y'all forgive me. Or don't. I don't know. Let's see. Can we do it like this? Can we raise it up just a little bit? Getting a little bit better with the rig, y'all. That was smooth, right? Smoother, right? Okay. Now, what better way to put all that talking, all that yapping into action other than resetting the sky. Because right now, I mean, check this out in this painting. I got this cloud, right? And if we're standing where we're standing when looking at this painting, you know, imagine this painting puts us there on the scene. This cloud should be over the water, like directly down. This cloud is pretty close. But what is it reflecting? It's reflecting something red. That's the wrong color. That's the wrong activity. That's the wrong story. Don't make no sense. Don't make no sense at all. All right. Let's jam. For sure, I had a way to cut the level down, but we'll take what we get. Oh, fresh paint. Pause your video. Get you some fresh paint if you ain't got it already. So here we go. How to paint the sky. And it's so much easier to paint the sky than it is to paint a cloud. Oh. Tell me he's not painting over. Yes. Yes, I am. And don't you be afraid to paint over your painting either. Like, what is your objective? You should have an objective as a painter. My objective is recognition. Right? We're serving our friend Mountain Jude over here, who's lost in the rocks. Every decision that we make in this painting is to help us find Mountain Jude. Okay, that's inside of the painting. But like, that also extends out to the collector or the viewer. Like, we're serving them too. Or at least we're trying to. Here I go. This is some of that like atmosphere work, right? Dropping a little bit of green in here. Maybe that's some gas getting filtered out into the ocean, into the sea. I don't know. I'm also trying to blend this back into the existing painting, and I see that there's green that exists in the existing painting. But the more content that we have to work with inside of the painting, the happier we will be down the road. You know, the richer your sky is, the easier your clouds will come. Well, hold on. Here we go. Painting tip of the week. Depending on the state of your atmosphere, the easier your clouds will come, right? So if you got like I don't know, I'm not a meteorologist. I'm sure somebody out here is. Let's see, what state do we need our atmosphere to be in to have them thick, juicy Columbus clouds? Siri? Oh, she heard me. All right, so I imagine that if we've got water in the sky and we've got dry air, that's going to allow for high contrast in our clouds. Just an assumption. All right, so I've got this shape that's coming to be, but I don't really love it. I think I need a band here to help us. Oh yes, this is helping make it look much more like sky. And then from here, I'll do like a gradient down, right? Like it's just made it so far away from us that. Now, if I've got this deep blue in here, though, I don't know that communicates what I'm looking for. There we go. We want some like long, slow gradients. That's going to give us some of that dryness that we are looking for in order to have. Could you imagine that? Massive body of water with dry air above it. You know, maybe that don't. You know, what type of conditions are those? Perfect conditions for finding our friend Jude. All right, but we don't want this heavy, dark sky. But we do need the structure, so we'll continue to paint. All right, to try to paint the whole sky would be pretty unreasonable. We got to get like an example on here. Yes, I will continue to paint after this is over, but ooh. Y'all don't understand. That hurt me to paint over them clouds. So proud. Oh, I didn't really like the cloud that I painted over. Well, I really liked the cloud that. I was really proud of this cloud. I was like, ooh, look at that cloud. Jesus, did we turn off the air conditioner? What is going on? It is hot in here. Oh, my great heavens. Whoops. All right. Woo. Yeah, you know, so one of the things that's true is that, you know, especially on this mission of recognition, it sounds funny, like I like designed that or something, is that we don't really paint the objects. We end up painting the spaces that allow the objects to exist. You know, maybe the air gets a little wetter towards the higher it goes up. And because it gets wetter, we end up with like looser clouds. You know, another thing that can happen is like we can keep this work, right? And but what we do is we end up pushing it like really, really far back. Well, some of this is gonna have to go. Yesterday's Brendan is like, no, I worked hard for that. Yeah, man, you did. But even painting over it, just now hasn't pushed it as far back as it would need to be in order to stay in the painting. I'd probably have to paint over this for like 2 days in order to get it into its like physical position. So like we have a problem there. It's all right. What's not all right though is this glare. You can't even see what's happening. Cutting the lights off. Ooh, look at that. Everything just changed. I apologize and I don't apologize for painting in the dark. Okay, so look, we did it. We painted the sky. But we are running smooth out of time. And I'm taking a break. We're gonna paint a cloud unit here in just a minute, in a second. And we're gonna try to put it in its right place. All right, we're gonna start with the white. That doesn't mean that clouds are white, but okay, here we go. All right, so we're going to paint this cloud unit. Starting off with the white, we're just gonna put one. All right, and we want this cloud unit to be right above. I lied to you. We want this cloud unit way back. Way back. Back here, all right, directly above this. So we're gonna paint this guy through. Oh man. So, what possessed me to like want to paint over this, which is something that is very important to me, and it also very important to the recognition mission. There's a difference between painting the image, right? That's like when you put artograph up or a grid up versus painting the understanding, right? This is when you've learned how to draw this thing or that thing without the reference. And like, this is what separates a level 1 artist, a level 2 artist, level 3 artist, level 4 artist. Like a level 1 artist will be like, I've learned how to draw easy things, right? A level 2 artist will be like, I learned how to draw a chair. A level 3 artist will be like, I learned how to draw the space around the chair. And then a level 4 artist will be like, I learned how to draw nothing. Okay, so we got this cloud, right? And this we've got a cloud unit, and this thing is huge. It's very tall. Whoops. All right. Here we go. Level 1, how to draw a cloud. We don't put the pillow, my bad, but let's draw the symbol, right? We're gonna put a bed underneath it. We put the pillows on top. That's how you draw a cloud. That's level 1, right? I can draw the symbol. Level 1 says I can draw the symbol. Level 2 says I can draw the thing, or I can paint the thing. All right, so, this is supposed to be very, very far away. So, So because it's very far away and we're painting the sky today, what we're going to do in order for this cloud to come through is we're going to let it be seen. Okay? We're not going to do anything dramatic here. We're going to actually paint more sky than we are going to paint cloud. Like, all of our efforts here are more like addressing a blip. Oh, we done ran out of time. Okay, so here we go. We got to put a bow on this. Check in tomorrow to see where I finish today. But here we go. We gotta close. I hate it when people give you examples, right? But today was an example. Tomorrow you'll have the finished thing. But like I said, we gotta close. All right, so here's the closing. What is the cloud? Most of us would point at it and say, that little thing is a cloud, or that's a cloud. But that's a name, right? It's not an understanding. A cloud isn't a thing in the way a rock is a thing. It's a relationship. It's water, but it's suspended in air. It's light revealing vapor. It's temperature, pressure, gravity, and time agreeing to meet in one place for a little while. And then it becomes something else. Maybe that's why clouds fascinate us. They remind us that not everything beautiful is meant to remain unchanged. As painters, we're not trying to own the cloud. We're trying to recognize the moment it became itself. And if we can do that with a cloud, perhaps we can learn to do that with people too. Thank you all for painting with me today. I'm going to keep painting on this thing. We're going to add some more clouds. You'll see it in the thumbnail. I will see you all tomorrow as we work on finishing the water or the waves. All right. Thank you all for painting with me once again. Have a great day. See y'all tomorrow.